Yeah, maybe I should have stuck on my last intro. Hey guys, welcome to MEEP Theory, and I'm actually doing a theory today, which I was surprised I even came up with the idea with. Well, I talked to Ethan, and I said, wait, is that Speed Kid? Wow, Ethan, you have a picture of Speed Kid. Do you adore me? Secretly, no, Valash, I love Speed Kid. Anyway, back to the theory. Yeah, so in this theory, I was thinking about what we should do. And, well, let's go on the biggest one that I can do. The biggest storyline that's the biggest mystery of all. Yep, that's right. I'm talking about Cookie Clicker. No, I'm not talking about FNAF. Who would have thought I would talk about FNAF? Like, seriously. I'm not the FNAF geek like MatPat over there. But anyway, so this theory is about Cookie Clicker. And this is a really funny game, especially when you take pictures of when you first started, when you're like in the middle, and then when you're at the end, you look back at like, it's like, oh my gosh, it was so hard to get a spaceship. But a spaceship is hard to get. Oh my gosh, far out, you beat of deed. That was a really bad sound effect, Nick. You should really get good sound effects. Yeah, anyway. So, we're doing this theory on Cookie Clicker, because why not? It's a good game, and it's really addictive, and everyone at my school's been playing it, so why not? Okay, so, we're gonna have to dig deep into the easy parts, like this. Ready? We'll start off by the puns. The puns of we'll start off. We'll start. Okay, sorry guys, I'm trying to do this properly, but anyway. We'll start off by saying, what is one character that is just different to every other character? No, not the cookie, I'm talking about the grandma. Not because she has really floppy things on her chest, but I'm talking about the fact that what she says in the news. She says very interesting things, if you ask me. Things that, if you take into account, you start to realize that they've been through something. And where have we heard that before, them being through something? Well, I'm not going to go out on a limb here saying that these grandmas are secretly grandma babies, and it's like, you know, grandma babies with like, that's why it's like, don't hold it against us, you don't know what you've been through. Shut up, baby! So, these are grandmas, and grandmas, yes, sometimes when you get older, you do get a bit like, let's say, irritating. But let's just say these grandmas have been through something where it's happened. So this is what I'm going to say. Picture Earth 2050. That's why I just searched up on the internet and I found this picture. So great, I like this picture. Whoever made it, cool. Okay, anyway. So, and picture the fact, like, say, something bad's happened in this world. Like, say, the world's been taken over. Yeah, perfect, easy. And, you know, humans don't take kindly to these things. But the fact is, why is the grandma's talking about something bad happening, and why are we still eating cookies and like that nothing's ever happened? Like, I find the game that's a cookie, you click here cookie and you magically create like 1,000 million cookies in one click. I found that weird. But then it gets weirder. So, they're not just the grandmas say weird things in the news. The news is weird, for goodness sakes. Like, it's fake news. It's, in the words of Donald Trump, political bull. And thank you, Ethan, for giving me the bleep, because actually, if I didn't have that bleep, it would say the full political bull beep without the beep. So anyway, thank you for Ethan giving me that bleep. But anyway, so, we know that the news is weird. It's fake news, as the words of Donald Trump. I'm not going to say it again. But in the words of Donald Trump, it's political beep. But, you know, Why is this so weird? Not because the news is weird and no one watches the news except for boring adults, except for the project, because projects is so bad. And neither is 9 News, because we just like to watch a bit, laugh about how the only thing in the world that's the world's biggest game, Rugby League. Literally, have you been to Queensland? No one mentions Rugby League. No one even knows what the MEEP is, Rugby League. But anyway, so MEEP. I need to take a break. Let me just quickly do a bleep so I can remember what I was just about to say because I forgot it. So now that I'm back on track, I've got to think, what is the news interesting about the news? Well, they say some crazy thing, like it is weird, like all news. It is weird. It's fake news. I told you, it's fake news. Anyway, so the weird thing about this game, well, the whole thing is weird, but the weird thing about this game is what it says on the top, the news and the grandmas. So what do we notice? I took little snip tools of interesting things that I noticed about the news and what else the grandmas, of course, why not? So, I'm going to start with some things that the grandmas said. So they said this. 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 Wait, no, I've already done that one. Anyway, but the news interesting things too. Not as freaky and weird like the grandmas, but more funny. But some things not so funny. So there's this. There's this. There's this. There's this. And then. 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 The news doesn't stop flooding through in this game. Honestly, I wish it was like, it's 9 o'clock and all is well, but that's not going to happen in this game. But what does happen is we get clues to a bigger mystery. What is the storyline of Cookie Clicker? Like, and we thought FNAF was like the equivalent of Meerkatness. But you know, if there's one thing I'm committed to do, it's find the FNAF storyline. There's another thing I'm committed to do, and that's find the Epic Bob's Adventure storyline. There's another thing I'm committed to do, is the find Last Jedi timeline. But that's Matthew's, yeah. Anyway, so I've got to get back on track. The news keeps repeating weird things, which prove as I said, the world's probably been taken over. The world's been taken over by something. Maybe humans have had a war. I don't know, something similar to that. Anyway, but the world is freaked out by something's happened, and we know everything's disheveled, especially by the news thing that says about how people like have to buy cookies, but they can't afford cookies. How expensive is a meeping cookie? Which kind of makes me know around what time was this game is in. And funny enough, I was actually correct about the 2050. You know, when the Ebola virus was going on, well, they had this big problem. A really big problem, actually. The place where the Ebola virus was going on was actually so close to where they got chocolate from, like the world's most chocolate area, that chocolate would become really rare. Like, those places would die out, and you can't get chocolate. Like, you could get chocolate, say, in America, but like there's so little of it there, and because that chocolate isn't good enough, then that will start to die. And like eventually by 2050, funny enough they said that, scientists say that by 2050 chocolate will become really rare. Hence why the extents that you go to in this game to go like outer space. What the meep is this? You go outer space to get cookies, you go through portals to other dimensions, you turn gold into cookies. Like, and there's actually a news report, I don't think I have it, but it says, like, Alchemy Lab's being shut down because it turns cookies into worthless gold. Worthless gold. Keyword here, worthless. Other keyword, gold. Other keyword, meep. See what's so weird about this game? Things are not like now. Something has gone on has rattled everything. And it's not because the Ebola virus wiped out the chocolate, but because the Ebola virus wiped out the people. Hence why the grandmas say they tried to get rid of us, the nasty little things. We're talking about an infection, a big disease that's taken over the earth. People can hardly even survive, and that's why either two things have happened now. One, cookies. People have gone so weird that the last thing they want is a cookie. They want a cookie. Like, they just want to have that last cookie of their life. They're so desperate to have cookies and have something really nice that clings on to their last day, their happiest day. FNAF reference. Anyway, but what else? Why are people obsessed with cookies? Well, what if we found out that the one thing actually stopping the Ebola virus, or whatever this disease is cookies? Hence why we can't buy cookies with normal money. Businesses, once they found out that cookies can be bought with, like, different types of money, that's like, you're like, I'm gonna say a really funny thing, but you've hit gold. Get it? Like, Alchemy Labs, gold, stuff like that. Yeah. Okay. But you've struck gold here. This is where businesses go crazy, especially the medical businesses, when they found out that chocolate is actually, might be bad for you, but it's also good for you. Now, my last conclusion, to wrap this up, it's been a 10-minute video already, like it's past that, been past that for a while now. The thing I'm going to wrap this up with, Cookie Clicker is based in 2050, a time where the Earth has been sent into shock by a virus. I am calling this virus the Caladian. That's what I'm calling it. It might not be what it's called, but I'm calling it the Caladian. The Caladian virus has wiped out many people. Maybe like the whole world's population, especially the young people, especially babies, children, and adults. Hence why in Cookie Clicker you see grandmas. Even though grandmas, just because they're baking, that's not a joke. They're literally the only people left. Well, not literally the only people, but grandmas are most of the world's population now. Old grandpas and grandmas, they're only what's left. Children, there might be still some children, but very little. Very little. The Caladian has taken over the world, and who knows what it can do next. Hence why, in this game, you go to other dimensions to get your cookies and places like that. You're trying to escape and do the last thing that will make you happy and could possibly save your life and get the cookies. That's why you work so hard sometimes in these games to get as many cookies, and hence why there's no end, because in life there is no end. This will keep going on and on. Your cookies will sell, you will lose cookies, and your bakery is going to keep selling cookies, save lives, but the Caladian virus will keep taking over. But that's just a theory, a MEEP theory. Thanks for watching. Oh, and before we commence end of video voting time, I have to admit, I actually did this in one take. I did not have to delete, cut, or do anything to this tape. Oh, and before we commence end of video voting time, I have to admit, I actually did this in one take. I did not have to delete, cut, or do anything to this tape. Seriously, the only thing I actually did in this video was actually do the video part. All the audio I did in one take pretty much. Anyway, welcome to end of video voting time. So, what's the vote? Well, because I mentioned Speed Kid earlier in this episode, I guess I have to say, who do you like better, Novalash or Speed Kid? Ha ha! He's gonna hate me now. Sorry, Ethan. Anyway, you tell me the vote.
Bitte!